We end today's programme with a story we filmed on a recent trip to England.
The thing I like about the UK is the way disabled people are clearly identified as role models.
Ade Adepitan is one of Britain's most famous Paralympic athletes. He's also a big-time TV star. One of your idols, isn't he, Kurt?
Yes, he's pretty talented, but I like to roll my own way.
Hey, what up? I'm Ade Adepitan, ex-Paralympic basketball player, TV presenter and actor. Hell, I'll probably come round and fix your car for you if you want. Now, Attitude TV has come all the way to London, my hometown, to check out what's going down. So come inside and we'll have some fun. Peace. When I was 14, my friends were pushing me through the streets in the Tesco shopping trolley because that's how I used to keep up with everyone. You know, I couldn't like run as fast as my friends, so we thought we'd just get in trolleys. And these physiotherapists who worked at a disabled school, and they stopped me in the shopping trolley and asked me if I'd like to play wheelchair basketball. And I looked at them and I thought, they're crazy, because I didn't think that people with disabilities could play sport. And they convinced me to go to Stoke Mandeville, and I saw some guys from the Great Britain wheelchair basketball squad training, and what totally blew me away was I didn't see the chairs, I just saw that these guys were amazing athletes. They were flying up and down the court shooting three-pointers, doing all kinds of awesome things that my friends at school would only dream of doing, and I looked at them and I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do.
The way he moves the ball around is even more impressive when you know Nigerian-born Ade contracted polio when he was 6 months old.
The polio affects generally the left side of my body. It's like mainly my left leg. My parents brought me to England when I was 3 years old in 1976 because they realised that the medical facilities over here would be far better than in Nigeria, so they saved all their money and brought me over, and I started using calipers. So I wore calipers, if you've ever seen Forrest Gump, you know, like those iron calipers that he wore, and that's what I wore until I was 14.
Ade started dreaming of Olympic glory when he was a young boy.
I watched the Los Angeles Olympics in 1984, and I used to, when the 100 metres would start, I'd sit on the sofa and I'd close my eyes and I'd pump my arms and imagine that I was there. And so when I finally got there, yeah, when the letter came through the post that said, Ade Adepitan, you're a member of the Great Britain wheelchair basketball squad for the 2000 Olympics. I remember it was April 2000. Yeah, I had tears, I was like, my heart was beating, it was a dream come true. I was never any good at that.
In his first Paralympic competition, there were no medals. But 4 years later, he was torchbearer for the Athens Paralympics. And he got the success he craved. In the quarter-final, Britain was up against world champions, the United States. They came away with bronze medals.
I think I had a grin on my face for about 4 years after that. I still haven't stopped grinning from then.
That big smile and positive attitude got Ade another career in television. He's hosted kids' programs and adventure travel shows.
Did you get to watch Desperados at all?
Yeah.
We've got a new... Well, it's going to be back on 14th of August, so make sure you watch it. BBC One. 2 years ago, I got asked to do this trek beyond boundaries, where the BBC were going to send 11 people with disabilities to Nicaragua, Central America, to cross from one side of Central America to the other. 11 of us started, I think only 7 of us made it to the other end. You know, we crossed through primary rainforest. We had to build our own accommodation at the end of every trek, every day. I had to climb a live volcano, which was 5,000 feet, and I really wanted to get up to the top of the volcano. So I decided to get out of the chair, and I crawled the rest of the way on my hands and knees for 5 hours. It was the most difficult thing I've ever done.
Through all these experiences, Ade has earned Britain's respect and even won a medal from the Queen.
I got a phone call on my mobile phone, and it was my sister, and she said to me, there's a letter just arrived at our house and it's like signed from Tony Blair from 10 Downing Street. And I was like, have I paid my taxes? I was thinking, what's going on? Is there something going on here? Am I in trouble and that? And she said, like, Mum said, shall we open it? And I was like, well, go on then, open it. And so she opened it, and all I heard was my mum screaming in the background and my sister going, oh my God, you've been put up for an MBE.
Ade's face is going to become even more prominent over the next 4 years. He's been signed up as an ambassador for the 2012 London Olympics.
I say to people, one of my messages to people is, you should try and surprise yourself all the time, because that's the way you can empower yourself. So many people tend to see obstacles and that's all they see. And I try to look past that. You get people, when they go out, they'll only see the clouds, they won't see the sunshine. And I think it's really important that you can see past the clouds and you can see the sunshine. All the things I do, I still get so much enjoyment from playing basketball. It's the bomb, man.
So, working on plans for your own TV series, Kurt? Well, you'll be pleased to know there's lots of you in next week's show. Here's a preview.
I remember during the first Gulf War, I worked 42 12 or 14-hour days without a break.
And I often think of myself when I'm doing the radio show, here's 1,000 people standing behind me that I'm representing.
So, buddy, how'd you feel?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, not too bad. The start was better than yesterday. And